Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rumble Pack Wrestling Federation's Free-For-All, our free-to-watch virtual wrestling federation available here at youtube.com/R-CADE Glasgow, supported by twitch.tv/R-CADE Glasgow, twitch.tv/Totana, and twitch.tv/R-CADE2. Welcome to this week's show, the first on youtube.com/R-CADE Glasgow. This is the show where we take wrestlers from past, present, and future and put them in the ring against one another in our virtual wrestling company. I'm usually joined by twitch.tv/Totana. He is not with me this week, but he will be here next week. In the meantime, we will get ahead with some of the amazing matches we have available for you tonight, including, first off the bat, the introduction of one of the newest competitors in our women's division, the Jumping Bomb Angels. And on top of that, their opponent, which will be revealed momentarily. But first, a hype video produced by one of our friends on YouTube.
Hail from Japan, Itsuki Yamazaki and Orayo Tateno, the Jumping Bomb Angels.
They were out there getting really physical. It's still, kind of a novelty.
Jumping Bomb Angels from Japan, and they are sensational. That is Norio Tateno, and it is Itsuki Yamazaki. What an ovation! From all the way from Japan to Canada and all over the world now.
You wanted to watch it because it was so different on paper, it was different visually, and the ring work was so different.
Those kicks are so stiff. Those hits to the face are just knockouts.
These Japanese girls are just fantastic. Their teamwork is second to none. And they are extraordinary athletes who can perform extraordinary maneuvers.
These guys together have this chemistry.
You just know when the magic is happening.
You can feel the excitement in the air. Everybody's buzzing. And look at those pretty Japanese girls. What's going to happen here? Double drop kick. Left face backward turn. This could be it. Yes! I just like as he locked the winners of this bout. And two World Wrestling Federation Women's Tag Team Champions, the Jumping Bomb Angels.
People were like, wow, they just had a killer match and let's do it again.
Really an up-and-coming opportunity for our females to really have a strong voice and strong presence in our show.
A tag team in its purest form.
And they kind of paved the way.
One of the greatest tag teams in sports entertainment history.
A wonderful video package there by Waldo Productions. We now welcome to the ring one half of the Jumping Bomb Angels, Norino Tateno. See in the bottom left corner, Norino's tag team partner, the other half of the Jumping Bomb Angels, supporting her in this match, and their opponent. Unfortunately for the newcomer, it is Japanese wrestling legend Bull Nakano. If you're new to our programming, ladies and gentlemen, we had our first ever Patreon review event live at patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow 2 weeks ago, and Bull Nakano just came up short in our women's title crowning match against Awesome Kong. The match is about to get underway. Referee Aubrey Edwards with the call. As previously mentioned, Bull Nakano just came up short against Awesome Kong in her championship crowning match, reversing a double underhook suplex attempted there by Tateno, who's immediately thrown to the outside. It was a close fought matchup, one of the best tonight and our main event. Bulldog there by Tateno, immediately getting the upper hand after coming back into the ring, attempting a jumping drop kick but just missing out. The much larger Bull Nakano stepping out of the way. Another double underhook attempted here, but again reversed and thrown to the outside is Tateno. Bull Nakano falling, or this time grabbing a chair. Disqualification rules here in the RWF. You are allowed to hold an illegal weapon for up to 5 seconds, and it is up to the referee's discretion how much violence is too much. As you saw there, Bull Nakano was able to strike her opponent without Aubrey Edwards calling for the bell. We never want to cheat our fans out of a good match. Some impressive power moves here by both ladies. But that kick attempt there by Tateno blocked by Bull Nakano, who then elbows her in the back of the head after a hold and a knee crusher. Again, Bull Nakano thus far blocking a lot of the striking opportunities by Tateno, hitting a lot of strikes herself, as we see from that strong elbow. Both of these are accomplished superstars. Tateno was one of the earliest holders of the WWF's women's tag team titles, with her partner again on the outside there for the Jump Bomb Angels. Victory roll attempted by Tateno, not even a 1 count there from referee Aubrey Edwards. Again attempting double underhook, and again reversed by Bull Nakano. Tateno does have quite a lot of speed on her side, but this might be one of those instances where the larger opponent, arm drag executed perfectly by Tateno. Going for, nope, yeah, again, power move reversed by Bull Nakano. Bull Nakano, the stronger opponent, the more athletic opponent, arguably even the faster opponent of the two. It would be very surprising to see this match go longer than 10 minutes. But Tateno has something to prove here, ladies and gentlemen. She is the newest addition to our women's roster, which already sees the likes of Gail Kim, Jamie Hayter, Yuka Sakazaki, Mickey James, and many others as part of it, as Bull Nakano hits a crunching clothesline and then a cover. As you can see, cameras focusing in on there the fact that Norio, Tateno's tag team partner, could interfere at any moment. I don't expect them to. This is a fair and even matchup. Octopus stretch applied by Bull Nakano. Aubrey Edwards checking to see if there's submission, but no, Tateno gets out of it.
5 minutes gone.
5 minutes gone by. Pinfall attempted by Bull Nakano, only a 1 count. She seems to not be taking... Oh, attempted fault there by Tateno, reversed into her own cover by Bull Nakano. Bull Nakano not going for any killing blows yet, no power moves executed. We know that she can do them. We saw them both in our women's title tournament, during which Bull Nakano defeated the likes of former women's champions in the ring. Various different competitors beaten by Bull Nakano and Awesome Kong on their way to that women's title crowning match. That is one of Nakano's favourite submission holds, the swing submission locked in there. Again, the other half of the jumping bomb angel. The upper half of the jumping bomb angels on the outside there, not looking to get involved quite yet. Again, Tateno continuously attempting to hit. Hits it this time, victory roll. No, nowhere near even a 1 count. Bull Nakano is by far in charge of this matchup, dropping that tree trunk sized leg across her opponent. Double underhook attempted again by Tateno, and again reversed by Bull Nakano. Tateno has a finishing maneuver of a double underhook Northern Light suplex. Going too much in that direction currently, trying to get a finish way too early on against a powerful opponent, one of the highest ranked members of our women's division, as Bull Nakano hits a crushing pile driver. And then locks in the camel clutch submission hold. Again, Tateno's tag team partner not looking to get in on this match. Aubrey Edwards just checking in to see how things are going. Finally, Bull Nakano gets a taste of her own medicine as Norio Tateno knocks her to the outside, but drop kicks a miss, hitting a fireman's carry, however. This match is starting to go a little bit more back and forth, but as you can see from any opportunity that Bull Nakano is down, Norio is not going for the offensive, but instead trying to catch her breath, and you can see why when a shoulder block like that takes her down so effectively. A released German suplex by Bull Nakano. She's now starting to hit some of those power moves we discussed earlier. Tateno whips her into the ropes, ducks underneath, goes for a clothesline, gets reversed into a fall-away Northern Light suplex by Bull Nakano. Throws her opponent into the corner, might be setting up for something, but no. Lets Tateno get out and hit a striking elbow. Not going to see many more of those in this matchup. Bull Nakano almost playing with her opponent now. Hitting her with that dead-eye pile driver. Locking up the back, reversed by Tateno. Elbow to the face from Bull Nakano. This is a very back and forth competition at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I mentioned earlier my usual commentary partner, twitch.tv/Cortana, who will be joining us next week. It has come to pass in recent weeks again. Tateno going for a power move and Nakano throwing her to the outside. Tateno looking rather haggard at this point. My commentary partner, Tony, aka twitch.tv/Cortana. Oh, pinfall attempt here by Bull Nakano following the powerbomb. Only at 2.9, Tateno just manages to get out. Cortana now represents a number of the wrestlers here in the RWF, which stands for Rumble Pack Wrestling Federation. Dropping clothesline there from Bull Nakano, one of which we will see in the next matchup here tonight will be Dexter Lumis, the latest signing. Double underhook reversed yet again. Tateno is just unconsciously going for that move now, trying to lock it in. I mentioned earlier our disqualification rules here in RWF as Bull Nakano grabs a chair again. It's the referee's discretion about whether or not to disqualify her at this point. Also, when talking about count-out opportunities here in the RWF, it is a 20 count ring-out count. Double underhook, locked and connects! Tateno's signature maneuver, the double underhook Northern Light suplex into a bridge. Kicked out at 1 by Bull Nakano. Nowhere near enough damage done to the former challenger to the RWF Women's title. Hitting her own pile driver here. I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, I would not be surprised if this match went less than 10 minutes. But Tateno is holding her own against the monster that is Bull Nakano, locking in that shoulder lock. Missing the dropkick, however. She's not going for enough offense against a much bigger, stronger, faster opponent. She's kind of letting Nakano dictate the offense. Again, reversing an attempted powerbomb into her own flip. I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, that reverse DDT. Sorry, I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, I'm normally joined by twitch.tv/Cortana, who now uses this Cortana brand to represent a number of different wrestlers in this program. In addition to him, we have a gentleman known by the name of Sam Douglas, who occasionally makes appearances. Set out powerbomb hit by Tateno. Still only a 1 count, but close to 2 this time for Norino Tateno, who is taken down immediately by Bull Nakano. All the offense going Nakano's way, or at least all the impressive offense with that back suplex. Speaking of Sam Douglas, a gentleman who represents other athletes on this show, those with additional talents to wrestling, he has been scouting Bull Nakano in recent weeks in the run-up to and since her loss at Level 1, our first ever Patreon preview event. Itsuki Yamazaki now joined with Aubrey Edwards, distracting the referee from what could have been a 3 count there on the powerbomb into the cover from Bull Nakano. Now looking to get some revenge against her opponent tonight. Repeated kicks to the abdomen of Norino Tateno there from Bull Nakano. Sam Douglas has been scouting Bull Nakano, trying to sign her based on her aptitude in both wrestling and the world of professional golf, coming 250th and 242nd out of 251 in several tournaments in the early 2000s. It's now turning into a striking contest on the right hand side here. My money is always on Bull Nakano, who strikes down her opponent with an impressive lariat, goes top rope into the moonsault for a cover, but too close to the ropes. Referee Aubrey Edwards calls the break, and Tateno gets to her feet quickly for a splash. 1 count. Still only 1, the best that Tateno can get. Jumping DDT hit there by Bull Nakano, taking down Norino Tateno, her opponent here in the Tateno's debut match. Hits the victory roll. Is this the cover? 1. Still only a 1 count. Fast movements and tricky pinning combinations from Tateno, my apologies, are not enough. Tateno, even. I'm doing terribly pronouncing these two names. Another moonsault hit there by Awesome Kong, who goes for a tight cover on her opponent. Again, too close to the ropes as Aubrey Edwards. Tateno thrown into the corner. We're almost reaching the 20-minute mark here, ladies and gentlemen, for a match I said wouldn't go 10. And an arm drag takedown there from Norio Tateno, only to be knocked down to her feet by a simple punch from Bull Nakano, and hitting her finishing maneuver, the forward flip senton leg drop, hitting a cover. And at that point, it was purely academic, ladies and gentlemen. Norio Tateno had taken on too much offense from the stronger Bull Nakano, and that is a pinfall victory. Unfortunate for Tateno, but we hope to see more of her going forward as Bull Nakano attempts to rise once again up the women's ladder. We thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying the show, if you're familiar with our work on Twitch, and if you would like to support R-CADE Glasgow, please go to patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow. If you don't know us, R-CADE Glasgow is a small retro gaming arcade in Glasgow on the west of Scotland. We have been open for just over 2 years, and we've enjoyed every minute of it. Unfortunately, during the ongoing global situation, we have been forced to close our doors at 146 Salt Market on the Trongate High Street. As a result, we have been struggling to come up with the funds to continue to exist and grow. We would love to come out of everything that's going on in the world in a safer world and in a world where we can continue to operate. But right now, we're asking for your assistance and your support in staying open through this difficult time. And we understand if you cannot, but please try and support us in any way you can, whether that be following the YouTube channel, subscribing to the YouTube channel, or following any of our Twitch accounts. We now go to a slight break.
Hola, mi nombre es un secreto.
Thank you for sticking with us, ladies and gentlemen. We now enter our second matchup of the night, which features this man, Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon currently has a 1-1 record here in the RWF, winning in one of our first weeks of programming and being part of the pool voted for by our followers on Discord and Twitter and Facebook for who would take part in our men's world title matchup at level 1. Razor Ramon was not selected. The matchup was instead between John Cena and Rey Mysterio, with John Cena coming out as our inaugural RWF Men's World Champion. His opponent tonight is Dexter Lumis. As I mentioned earlier, my commentary partner Tortana now represents a number of different superstars on our roster, one of which is Dexter Lumis, who in recent weeks has been targeting the winner of our level 1 exhibition match, Jeff Hardy. Match on the way. Referee is Bricknox. As mentioned, Dexter Lumis has been targeting the Extreme Enigma Jeff Hardy. Following his win at level 1, Dexter Lumis came out to the rampway and choked him out with his own finishing maneuver, standing chokehold. And then following Jeff Hardy's loss last week to both Awesome Kong and John Cena, a tag team match where his partner was the winner of our DLC Battle Royal, Scottish wrestling sensation Grado, Dexter Lumis' music played as opposed to that of the victor. An interesting situation here, and an interesting feud seems to be building in some manner. Why it's occurring, we do not know. Dexter Lumis' reasonings, we do not know, but we know that there is trouble brewing. Dexter Lumis hitting an impressive scoop slam there on the much larger and stronger Razor Ramon. Big things in both men's future here as we see fast-paced elbows to the face from Razor Ramon. Not enough to get even a 1 count here in the pinfall against Dexter Lumis, who hits him with a clothesline and then a Boston Crab submission hold right in the middle of the ring. Nowhere near enough the ropes to get the break that Norio Tateno was so lucky to get earlier. Repeated punches to the face by Razor Ramon. Drops Dexter Lumis. Both competitors have a bright future here in the RWF. Razor Ramon from perspective of what he can bring to the table. Dexter Lumis from his representation from Totana, which I'm sure is going to get him very far in this world. I've been mentioned Totana, you might be wondering why he's not here. He has mentioned he has other Totana brand endeavours to pursue. I won't speculate as to what or why, but his client currently drops Razor Ramon to the outside with an impressive standing suplex, only for Razor Ramon to immediately get his own back with that punch. Again, as I mentioned in the previous matchup, countouts here in the RWF are to a 20 count. Not even going to get to 10 though, as Razor Ramon throws Dexter Lumis back in, locks up with him, only for Razor Ramon to be dropped by a clubbing blow from Dexter Lumis. Elbow to the back by Razor Ramon. And a tight pinfall attempt here, but kick out at just before 1 from Dexter Lumis. Neither competitor wanting to give the other an inch here. It is a tight race for the top of our men's division and to find out who will be next to challenge John Cena. I mentioned Razor Ramon was a 1-1 in our win-loss rankings. You can see those win-loss rankings published on our Instagram channel at Rumble Pack Wrestling Federation, or perhaps just Rumble Pack Wrestling on a weekly basis. He lost 2 weeks ago in our bumper edition of Free For All, prior to our level 1 pay-per-view, as Dexter Lumis reverses a suplex into a suplex of his own, where he challenged one of the variety of lower tier talents we have in the RWF. I honestly can't even tell you who it was. My belief is that it was Barry Horowitz that Razor Ramon was taking on that special edition of Free For All, and he unfortunately lost to Barry Horowitz in a one-on-one matchup in which underdogs ruled the day. I also mentioned earlier our women's title picture on that same event where Razor Ramon lost to Barry Horowitz. Gail Kim got a win over Yuka Sakazaki as the two female superstars who got to the semi-finals of our women's title tournament but failed to continue, meaning that Gail Kim is now at a 2 wins, 1 loss ranking, whereas Yuka Sakazaki, the current Tokyo Doshi Pro Wrestling champion, is at a 1-2. Both these superstars with a lot of future, as Razor Ramon setting up for the Razor's Edge. His finishing maneuver goes for a very lazy cover here in the centre of the ring. Only a 2.9. Dexter Lumis' conviction keeping him alive in this matchup as he misses the dropkick attempt on Razor Ramon, but hits that one, dropping the bad guy to the outside.
2.
Repeated punches to the face by Razor Ramon. He's trying to get his own back. He's trying to get back on top of things. That dropkick really took something out of him, but Dexter Lumis appears to be struggling even more following that Razor's Edge and repeated punches. Reverses, goes to the back suplex there from Dexter Lumis. Both superstars staying down. Dexter Lumis now locking in a submission maneuver. It's not going to do him any good on the outside of the ring. Only sacrifices potentially a count out. Oh! Backbreaker there with the knee. Perhaps next week we'll get to hear from my commentary partner about why his client is targeting Jeff Hardy, or perhaps we'll see more of Jeff Hardy targeting his client in retaliation. We have no idea what might happen here at the RWF. It is all virtual. Follow-away throw by Dexter Lumis. Very impressive, using one of Razor Ramon's signature maneuvers against him, and also on such a large man. Super kick to the face as he's dropped to the floor, picking Razor Ramon back up again. Repeated elbows to the face from Razor Ramon this time.
10 minutes gone.
Drops Dexter Lumis to the floor with his own elbow to the back, thinking of going up top but chooses not to. That's not necessarily Razor Ramon's style. Here in the RWF we have seen instances of Razor Ramon taking to the skies with some impressive cross bodies and a more impressive big boot there. Razor Ramon not going to finish things off, instead waiting for his opponent to get back to his feet. Missing a punch there, locking up. Dexter Lumis sinking in his finishing maneuver, a tight submission hold around the neck of Razor Ramon. As we mentioned earlier, he caused Jeff Hardy to pass out on the rampway at our Patreon preview event, Level 1, and has also won previous matchups with that maneuver. Razor Ramon missing crossbody block there. Back suplex by Dexter Lumis drops Razor Ramon centre ring, followed up with a leg drop of his own. Both competitors locking up. Drop kick hit by Dexter Lumis yet again. Really look for him to sink in that submission hold again later on in the matchup. He just hasn't done quite enough damage to Razor Ramon thus far. The larger man has had more of the control of this match. As a striking contest, repeated fists back and forth between the two superstars on the right hand side of our ring. My money is on Razor Ramon, but a super kick from Dexter Lumis takes down the bad guy. Kick to the lower abdomen by Dexter Lumis, picks back up Razor Ramon, who reversed it into his own fall-away slam. Exactly what I mentioned earlier, one of his signature maneuvers, and something he seems to be able to do much better. His opponent like Dexter Lumis flexing now, thinking he might have the advantage here over one Scott Hall. Whips Dexter Lumis into the ropes, comes back with a shoulder block, taking down the smaller opponent. Setting up for a suplex, hits it this time, And again, Lumis dropped to the outside. Both competitors taking a while to get to their feet, but once they do, Razor Ramon falling to the outside. Dexter Lumis attempting a strike there with a sledgehammer, but just missing out, as Razor Ramon now uses some of the 20 count to flex on his haters. Oh, back body drop from Razor Ramon. Almost onto the apron of the ring for Dexter Lumis. Reverses a back clinch by Razor Ramon into a washing machines, which was longer with cowbell. Both wrestlers now back into the ring, locking up, punches to the head of Razor Ramon from Dexter Lumis, pulls back up his opponent, locking up, drop kick, middle of the ring. If I was Dexter Lumis, I'd be looking to finish this off sooner rather than later. Overhead belly to belly, but not enough to take out Razor Ramon, who hits an impressive diving elbow drop from the top rope, syncing up with his opponent yet again. Oh, a massive lariat hit. And that's a win for Razor Ramon, following an impressive clothesline. And his music is not playing, ladies and gentlemen. Like I mentioned earlier last week, Dexter Lumis somehow got his music to play following Jeff Hardy's loss in a tag team match. This week, Jeff Hardy seems to be getting his own back. Production? They don't know what's happening. I guess we're stuck with Jeff Hardy's music throughout this short break. Thank you for watching us again, ladies and gentlemen. Please support R-CADE Glasgow at patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow. You'll be able to get a bunch of extra content, this show early in the coming weeks, as well as a variety of streams that we do on our Twitch channel, our Send Nudes talk show /podcast, and various other events that we're thinking of putting on in the future. You'll also have access, if you're an extended or super mega patron, to any future Patreon preview events that we may do, including one that we may or may not have planned for this December. Keep that in your diaries. Saturday this coming December, we may or may not have our second Patreon preview event. If you entirely missed our Patreon preview event level 1, make sure you check out patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow for all of the details. You'll be able to watch 5 scheduled and 1 unscheduled, unsanctioned tag team match that you can check out at our Patreon channel and the Patreon event, as well as that celebrity cameos and special edition advertisements and character development from a variety of our own personal RWF characters, including Sam Douglas, who I mentioned earlier, Totana of the Totana brand, and an advertisement for Chris Jericho's Closet World. Please check out, let us know what you think, and hopefully you stay an extended or super mega patron for our second Patreon preview event this coming December. We move on to our main event, ladies and gentlemen, which will see the Bushwackers, one of the newest tag teams in our tag team division, who lost last week to Sam Douglas's Hollywood Blondes in a tag team matchup, which was both teams' debut. We previously, in the run-up to our Level 1 pay-per-view, only had 2 tag teams, which was Beer Money Inc., who lost all 3 of their first matches, and the eventual winners of our tag team belts, the Natural Disasters. Thank you for sticking with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You are now watching our main event for the evening, a tag team matchup between the newest members, one of the newest members of our tag team roster, the Bushwackers, Butch and Luke, coming to the ring just now. We'll find out their performance momentarily. And it appears their opponents are Beer Money Incorporated. If you're brand new to the world of Rumble Pack Wrestling Federation and our show, Free For All, the Beer Money Inc. tag team made up of Bob Roode and James Storm have challenged matches 3 times here in the RWF since its launch, losing all 3 to the only other tag team in the division up until last week, the Natural Disasters, who, as of our first ever Patreon preview event at patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow Level 1, became the world champions of the RWF. As a result, Beer Money have yet to get a win under their belts, ironically, here in the RWF. Back suplex there by the Cowboy James Storm. So they're hoping tonight to get a win over the Bushwackers. The Bushwackers were one of the newest additions to our tag team division since Level 1, where we realised that we need to bolster how many people are here in RWF. They were signed by the RWF management team, with more teams to be announced going forward. The only other tag team to be revealed here in the RWF since was signed by the previously mentioned Sam Douglas management, and it is the Hollywood Blondes, the tag team of Stunning Steve Austin and Flying Brian Pillman, who last week defeated as one of the Bushwhackers, smacks James Storm in the face and scoop slams him to the outside. Very impressive from arguably the underdogs in this match. As I was going to say, the Hollywood Blondes in their debut match against the debuting Bushwhackers last week won. During said matchup, the Hollywood Blondes stunning Steve Austin was bloodied by one of the Bushwhackers following biting of the face. An incredible step up in Segura there by Cowboy James Storm. The representative for the Bushwhackers, the opposition of the Bushwhackers, the Hollywood Blondes, Mr. Sam Douglas, is said to be speaking next week here on Free For All. In the meantime, you can watch this incredible main event action between the Bushwhackers and Beer Money Inc. Double close on there from Bushwhackers on Cowboy James Storm. And a submission maneuver being synced in there by one half of the Bushwhackers. Referee Mike Knox not looking for a submission, as the grey-shirted Bushwhacker is not the legal man. James Storm with a scoop slam of his own, gets some separation, allows him to tag in tag team partner Bobby Roode. Storm staying in the ring though, attempting a double team maneuver, but instead just going one-on-one with this Bushwhacker. Dragging to the middle ring, elbow to the back, super kick for good luck, and then leaving Bobby Roode to pick up what's left with a scoop slam of his own and a standing elbow drop. As mentioned, the Beer Money Inc. tag team unfortunately lost all 3 previous matchups to the Natural Disasters, including that world title opportunity at level 1, exclusively available at patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow for extended and super mega patrons. If you'd like to see future Patreon preview events, one of which may be coming this December, make sure you subscribe to patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow for future content. That Patreon preview event actually held not only 5 scheduled and 1 unsanctioned tag team match, it also featured celebrity cameos, an amazing back body drop there by Bobby Roode, and displays from a number of RWF characters, including an advertisement for Chris Jericho's Closet World. If you want to know what that is and what we'll be referencing in the future, make sure you go and check out that event. In the meantime, lock up in the centre ring, headbutt from grey-shirted Bushwhacker, and a diving elbow drop onto Bobby Roode, who immediately gets back to his feet. During the run-up to the level 1 Patreon per view, Beer Money Inc. should have been the clear favourites in that tag team crowning match. Second double clothesline of the match from the Bushwhackers. Because the tag team of Bobby Roode and James Storm have over 40 titles between the two of them. That is an incredible number here in the RWF. Probably only matched by Chris Jericho in the singles division. Pinfall attempt here by one of the Bushwhackers. Kick out at just over 1 by the glorious Bobby Roode. First available opportunity, Bobby Roode tagging in James Storm. The two of them going for tag team of their own. And elevated neck break. We're very professional on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Second tag team move, elevated back suplex into a neck breaker, setting up James Storm for a aeroplane spin maneuver, broken up by the other half of Bushwhackers, too close to the Bushwhacker side of the ring for that submission hold to work. Rick Knox didn't even get a chance to ask the spinning Bushwhacker if he surrendered. That is a code breaker there by Cowboy James Storm, sets up in the corner. That's the last call, his finishing mover, pinfall attempt, 1, 2, broken up before referee Rick Knox can count to 3. Too close to the Bushwhacker side of the ring there. Bobby Roode was in a position to save him, not in a position now, as the other Bushwhacker plants him to the ground. James Storm dragging his legal Bushwhacker closer to their side of the ring and hits him with a powerful Alabama slam. Not going for the cover again yet. He feels like he needs to do more damage to the Bushwhackers. He needs to properly finish them off for this match going forward. However, both do tag in their tag team partners, and Beer Money immediately taken down by swift kicks from the legal Bushwhacker. James Storm doing the same right back when they try to double team him. James Storm not the legal man, but
10 minutes gone.
reversing suplex nonetheless. I may have mentioned that Beer Money lost all 3 of their matches against Natural Disasters. However, they were very competitive matches, all going over the 20-minute mark, or at least close to, and Beer Money managed to hit a number of strong moves and get close to a 3 count. None of the matches, especially the world title match, which you can see at patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow, were walkover victories. Repeated headbutts here from one of the Bushwhackers, taking down Bobby Roode, coming off the ropes this time into a diving elbow drop. Both men tagging in the tag team partners. Lockups in the centre of the ring, but a low blow onto Cowboy James Storm, who's now getting focused on by the Bushwhackers, given he's the new legal man. Repeated uppercuts to the throat of Bobby Roode from Bushwhacker in the grey shirt. James Storm coming off the ropes, taking out with a strong clothesline the other Bushwhacker, but misses on the spear attempt. That could have been it right there and then, but no, instead the Bushwhackers managed to tag in to the other side, and James Storm sent to the outside with an impressive suplex. Referee Rick Knox establishing the 20 count. James Storm and Bushwhacker grey shirt smack each other in the face repeatedly. It is a trading of strikes on the left hand side of the ring, very close to the Bushwhacker side. The Bushwhacker wins by a hair's length, both men ending up on the floor there. Diving headbutt from whichever Bushwhacker that is, as he's thrown into the corner of Beer Money Inc. And James Storm hits the running clothesline, followed up by a stiff chop to the chest, taking down the Bushwhacker, who manages to hit an elbow of his own before a belly-to-belly suplex onto Cowboy James Storm, who's down for the count, potentially 1, 2, and way too close to Beer Money Inc. as Bobby Roode takes him out with a swift kick. Bobby Roode getting in the way of the Bushwhacker, trying to throw James Storm out of the ring, receiving several headbutts for his troubles. James Storm now stroking his beard, showing the Bushwhackers he's not afraid to go for the combi like they are. Elbow to the face from grey shirt Bushwhacker, now immediately goes tagging his partner as James Storm seems slightly confused in his side of the ring. Manages to tag in Bobby Roode and reverse an attempted maneuver by the illegal Bushwhacker into a jawbreaker. It's all action here, ladies and gentlemen, as all four men are in the ring. Spinning neck breaker by James Storm. Bobby Roode setting up for some sort of maneuver here, and it is a standing vertical flapjack. Knife edge chop in the right side of the ring, very close to the Beer Money Inc. side. This is good wrestling acumen, good tag team work from the more established tag team in Beer Money Inc. Cut the ring in half, keep your opponent on your side, and don't allow them to get tagged. That being said, discus lariat from James Storm takes Bobby Roode takes both men down. Bushwhacker first to his feet. Clearly, the Beer Money Inc. side have taken more damage, as we see the fourth time this match, a double clothesline from the Bushwhackers. But grey-shirted Bushwhacker, as he himself hits belly to belly, seems to be more worse for wear than his black-shirted opponent, or teammate, I should say. Referee Rick Knox counting this a submission hold. I'd count it as repeated uppercuts to the windpipe of the glorious one, Bobby Roode. James Storm coming in to lend a hand, and he's now getting double teamed for his troubles. Bobby Roode trying to save his tag team partner, but he can't save him from that. And inverted atomic drop. Or atomic drop. Grey-shirt Bushwhacker in the ring with Bobby Roode. Repeated headbutts again. Part of what busted stunning Steve Austin open. Referee Rick Knox sees they're way too close to the ropes in that pinfall attempt by the Bushwhackers. Bushwhackers not going for many pinfalls so far in this match. Far more intent on causing pain than getting into the win column here in RWF. Bobby Roode, James Storm, double team maneuver reversed. And now it's double team opportunity for the fifth time this match. The Bushwhackers, it's not pretty, but it might be effective if they keep going for it. James Storm has got him up, and that's an elevated cutter from James Storm on the black-shirted Bushwhacker. Is he going to finish it off there with a super kick? He might. No, that's not the finish yet for James Storm. Lock up from behind, backstabber. 3 very powerful moves in a row. Is he going for the finish? Tight lock up there. Is it too much? Yes, it is. That is a 3 count and a victory for Beer Money Inc. Their first victory here in the RWF. The second loss for the Bushwhackers. And so far, Beer Money are making the steady climb back to challenging for those tag team titles. Congratulations to James Storm and Bobby Roode. And if you would like to see more action from the RWF, join us here next Thursday as Free For All becomes exclusive on YouTube for R-CADE Glasgow subscribers. If you like what we do, please consider checking out our Twitch channels as well. That's twitch.tv/R-CADE Glasgow, twitch.tv/R-CADE2, and my presentation partner who is not here this week as he has other instances to attend to, twitch.tv/Totana. If you really like what we do, we'd appreciate if you go to patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow, where you can sign up for as little as $5 a month to support us making content, to support us making sure our store can stay open after everything that's going on in the world. And if you just think I'm a pretty face. If you become an extended or super mega patron, which is more of a monthly commitment, we understand that's not always possible, but if you can commit to that, well then, That means that you can view things like our Patreon preview events and other exclusive Patreon content. I've been Sam Roberts. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.